We all have different levels of fullness scales, what our hunger does to us, and how we actually cope with that. But how many of you are actually tuning into your body and understanding what's going on? Welcome to our podcast, Fuck the Diet Cycle, with myself, Lauren Knight, and Abby Lodge. This is for you if you want to cut through the diet industry bullshit and finally end that cycle. Grab yourself a cuppa, get comfy, and let's dive straight in, shall we?
I can answer that. Probably not many at all, because so many people just think they're either absolutely starving or they are overly stuffed, uncomfortable, unbuttoning your jeans, and they just think that that is a normal way for your body to feel. But when you go on a weight loss journey and even in maintenance, it's really, really important that you work out a scale for your hunger and fullness, and you stick to that scale so that you are able to distinguish what your body is actually telling you. And I'm not saying, you have to every day live at a whatever number, but actually, as you go through your journey, tuning into your body, listening, am I emotional? Am I during my period or whatever it is? Am I fuming? Is that why I want to eat? And tuning into what your body's trying to tell you. Does it actually need food? Is my stomach rumbling? Am I gonna pass out because I'm really, my sugar levels are through my boots? Or do I want to eat out of boredom? And actually putting like a number on a scale from 1 to 10, and figuring out what your everyday happy, comfortable number is and judging it by that. So, for example, my everyday might be I'm happy at a 4, don't really think about food, don't really nothing, my thoughts aren't taken up by food, my stomach isn't growling, I don't feel dizzy, I've got energy, I can concentrate, all that type of thing. But a 4 for you, Lauren, might be I'm absolutely ravenous, I'm going to pass out, I need to eat. So just because, my our 4s will never be the same, so working out a scale that's actually going to work for you is absolutely key.
Yeah, 100%. And I think also what you need to start realizing is if you're at the beginning of your journey of doing this, your tolerance level is going to be pretty low.
Mm.
So when I first started a weight loss journey, I was so scared of being hungry. Like, I'm not talking about just a little bit scared. Like, I was seriously scared of being hungry. Like, the minute I felt hunger, I'm going to pass
Gonna
out. I'm
act.
going to get the shakes. I'm going to turn into a diabetic. Like, it's literally took over. And it wasn't me being dramatic. Well, it was looking back. But in that moment, it was genuine because I was so used to always feeling full. I was so used to always having snacks in my bag, in my office drawer. If I was going out for the day, I knew exactly where we were eating, when we were eating, what time. If I felt like that timing was too long, I'd be carrying extra food on me. Like, it was ridiculous. So then to think that I needed to push that tolerance level out, it scared the shit out of me because
And
I
it
didn't
scares a
know.
lot of people.
Yeah, I didn't know what would happen to me. What if I got caught short on the train home and I passed out, or I'm driving along and I crashed the car because I'm so hungry? Like, these are the thoughts that were going through my mind because I was so addicted to food and I'd never ever let myself feel genuine hunger. Now, the hunger that I thought I felt at the time was never hunger. I was very dehydrated, as we all know, that we've spoke about this before. Like, water is not a natural thing for me to do. I have to think about it. So back then I was severely dehydrated, yet I always thought it was hunger, so I'd eat
Mhm.
more, even though I knew that I felt stuffed, but I was having these feelings, so I'd eat more. And then, like, I can't tell you, if there was an hour between having something to eat, that was a lot. That's insane. And I'm not talking about big, massive meals, but always something, whether it be a snack bar or a piece of fruit or a yogurt. It wasn't always like sugary food, but it was food.
Yeah.
So if you have those feelings, we need to work on that first. Because if you are genuinely that scared to do this task, to work on your fullness scale, to work on your hunger tolerance, it's going to feel too much. So we're talking about little increasements here. And I say this to my clients as well, start off by pushing it 10 minutes. So if you're used to being somebody that wakes up and instantly have breakfast, like I would go downstairs. Yeah, I literally wake up, right, it's breakfast time. Mate, you've literally just opened your eyes. How can you
It
tell me
didn't
you're
matter what
hungry?
time it was
No,
either. It didn't matter what time
needed
it
to have
was. You were
breakfast.
starving. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So whether that be 6 o'clock in the morning, or if I'd a lay in at the weekend, I say lay in, 8 o'clock in the morning, it was breakfast time. I didn't allow myself to understand what I felt. As far as I was concerned, you open your eyes, you eat breakfast.
Yeah.
So when I started working on this, I pushed it 10 minutes. So I'd open my eyes, I'd go downstairs like normal, push it 10 minutes. Okay, I survived that, didn't pass out, push 10 minutes again, all the way to the point where I actually wanted to have breakfast. So now I don't have breakfast till around 11 o'clock in the morning by
And that's
choice.
exactly the same for me. I'm up regularly 5 o'clock in the morning, and I would start eating the minute my eyes opened, and then wonder why I'm constantly eating all throughout the day. But now, like you, 11 o'clock. I mean, it's 11:30 now at the time of recording. I still haven't eaten anything. I've drunk lots of water, and I feel absolutely fine. I don't feel like I'm going to pass out. I can talk.
And but this is the most important thing. And just to cover that, sometimes Abby goes on a bit of a weird one. And I'm like, Ab, have you eaten? Because I can't understand a word you're saying. So we don't want to push it that far. That's not
No,
okay. So learn from
it's
Abby.
not
If your
okay
speech
to push it.
goes,
Yeah, your speech goes, and it's not okay when your sugar levels get that far, because then you find it really hard to satisfy yourself. There is a
yes,
difference between pushing it too far and not enough.
which we will cover. So
Yes.
start with those little 10 minutes and celebrate those wins. And I don't mean celebrate that with food. I mean celebrate to the fact that actually, do you know what? I did that because it's a huge thing. And some people that have not had a food issue, if you was to tell them that you was doing it, they'd be like, well, just wait till 11. But for us, and for those of you listening, we know what this is. So celebrate it. Put those beads in the jar. Give yourself a sticker. Whatever your reward system looks like, make sure you celebrate it. Once you've sorted your breakfast, we then move on to your lunch. Then we do your dinner. And it's really important for you to understand what it looks like for you. So the reason why I push my breakfast out to 11 is because my evenings are my weak
Yeah.
point. So in the morning, I now can do the packed lunches. I can prepare dinner if I'm doing it. So in the winter, I do like a lot of slow cooking stuff. Like I can prepare that fine. It's the evenings that were always my weaker point. Now, for some
Mhm.
people, it's the flip. For some
Yeah.
people, they find that it's lunchtime or breakfast time. So therefore, they don't need as many calories in the evening and they can flip it around and they can have it earlier. So you need to work out what's personal for you, but then get your routine in place, because once that routine is in place, you have now got a solid momentum of you to able to make those better choices without mindlessly picking, without feeling ravenous, and then like Abby said, not being able to satisfy yourselves, because what happens then, you go on a binge because you're
Mhm.
so hungry that you eat that one thing and you're like, oh my god, I'm still hungry. It's not working because you're so hungry. By that point, it's like quick, 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 quick. By the time you've realized you've ate like 1,000 calories and you're still
Yeah.
hungry because you're not letting your brain and your stomach do the talking.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And like you said, getting that routine in place, and it has to become a habit. It then becomes a natural habit that is generally when your body starts to feel like, you want some food, but distracting yourself throughout that time as well. And like you say, like doing your packed lunches or making your dinner and things like that, to then push that time out that little bit more, so that you can start to actually listen to your body and not. I used to live by the clock,
Yep.
literally by the clock. Oh, it's 10 o'clock, that's snack time. Oh, 12 o'clock, minute past, Jesus Christ, got to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Forget the clock. We already, as parents, whatever, busy people, we already have enough going on in our day that we have to be by the clock. Kids, school pickups, all this type of stuff. Without then adding in your meal times of I have to eat at this certain point. It takes up too much time, too much brain space. Forget the clock. Go by your body. Your body is going to be the best thing that is able to tell you when you are feeling hungry. But again, like you covered, that fear I get it. I used to be, I feel like I'm going to pass out, I'm going to die. Oh my God, what's happening? But actually, when you start to then experience, like you said, after 10 minutes or whatever, that you're not passing out or dying, it starts to make you feel good. You start to feel good that you are able to push it out that little bit longer and that you don't need to eat. Then after a certain amount of time, you'll be like, oh shit, I haven't actually had anything to eat today. But that's when you know you're in tune with your body.
Yeah, and feeling it, like the
Mm.
feeling of energy, the feeling of freedom, not having that brick in the bottom of your stomach constantly. Or, I'm sorry, we're going to go there, toilet issues.
Yes.
Like, honestly, if you think about what you put into your system and then what comes back out your system, that should tell you a lot about your body and what you're putting in. Like,
Yeah.
you need to start thinking about all those things. It is not the case of just reducing down your calories and hoping for the best. This is not a diet. We are
No.
changing our lifestyle, and all of these things need to be thought about, because actually they create those foundations for the rest of your life. And having your little checklist going on, all right, okay, like Abby covered at the beginning, am I feeling emotional? Is this stress eating? Am I on my period? When you can start, and I do it with clients all the time, especially obviously just my female clients, not just especially, just my female clients. It'd be a bit weird about my men. I can 9 times out of 10 predict when my clients are due on, based
Yes.
upon the messages I get from them saying, oh my God, I feel really hungry today, or I'm struggling with my cravings today, or what I fancy chocolate today, whatever it may be. I'm like, you're due on. And bam, within a week, they're on their period. And why? Because we are so in tune with our bodies that whereas before, I'd just be like, I'm having a really hungry week, just stuff my
Mhm.
face. Now
Yeah.
I'm like, right, okay, I'm due on. I know what's coming. I'm not physically hungry. I'm just like, my hormones are making me feel this way. So, how do I get around it? What do I need to put in place? It might be that I have to eat smaller meals more regular across the day, or it could be that I need things that actually genuinely satisfy me that aren't normally an everyday thing.
Hmm.
That's okay, because as long
Yes.
as you are in control with that, the chances are it's going to stop you from going to binge, because you know what's going on with your body. Thank you for listening. If you loved it, don't forget to press that subscribe button and the little bell so that you never miss a future episode. We will be back here with a new one on Sunday at 7 a.m. We'll see you there.